All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're breaking down what might just be one of the most exciting new programs out there for ambitious professionals, the IIM Ahmedabad Blended MBA focusing on AI and business analytics. Think of this as your complete guide to figuring out if this program is your next big career move.
So, let me ask you something straight up. Are you a professional, maybe mid-career, who's looking to do more than just participate in this whole data revolution? Do you want to be the one leading it? If that sounds like you, then stick around, because we're about to explore what this program is really all about. And this really gets to the heart of it. This is the core mission. It's not just about teaching you the nuts and bolts of AI. The whole point is to transform professionals into leaders, people who can cut through all the complexity and make sharp, confident decisions that are actually backed up by data. It's about applying AI to lead.
So to give you the full picture, here's our game plan. We're going to cover why this specific MBA is such a big deal. We'll look at whether you have what it takes to get in, how to actually crack the admission process, what you'll really be learning, and then of course the practical stuff, the cost and the deadlines.
First things first, let's tackle the biggest question right off the bat. With so many options out there, why this program from IIM Ahmedabad? What really makes it stand out from the crowd?
You know, the magic here isn't just one of these things. It's how they all come together. It's a full 2-year MBA, but it's blended, which means you don't have to quit your job. That's huge. You get the legendary IIMA case method, but it's applied to today's cutting-edge AI problems. This is a leadership program, plain and simple. And the payoff at the end? You join one of the most powerful alumni networks in the entire world.
Okay, so you're interested. I get it. The next question that's probably popping into your head is, all right, this sounds amazing, but can I even apply? So let's demystify the requirements and see if you've got what it takes.
It really boils down to 3 core things. First, your education. You need a bachelor's degree with at least 50% marks. Second, work experience. You need to have some full-time professional work under your belt. And third, a test score. You need a valid score from a standardized test. Now, let's look a little closer at that work experience part.
Here's the key detail you need to know. The amount of work experience you need actually depends on how long your degree was. If you have a 3-year bachelor's degree, you need a minimum of 3 years of professional experience. But if you have a 4-year degree, you only need 2 years. It's a straightforward but really important distinction.
And when it comes to the test score, you've got options, which is great. The program accepts the CAT, the GMAT, both the Classic and the newer Focus Edition, or the GRE. But hey, what if you don't have a recent score? IIMA actually offers its own admission test. Just remember this one critical detail. If you're using a CAT, GMAT, or GRE score, it has to be from January 1st, 2021 or later.
So, you've checked the boxes, you're eligible. Fantastic. Now for the next major step, understanding how to actually get through the admission process and land your spot.
Be prepared, this is a tough, multi-stage process. First up, the Institute shortlists candidates based on test scores. If you make that first cut, you'll be invited for a personal interview with a panel of IIM faculty members. But the final selection, that's not just about your scores. They take a holistic look at your analytical skills, the quality of your work experience, and your overall potential.
Now, let's get to the most exciting part, right? What do you actually learn, and how do you learn it? Because I'll tell you right now, this is not about just sitting in lectures. It's about learning by doing.
The program is laid out as a 2-year journey that's broken up into 6 terms. You start with the fundamentals, really getting a grip on data-driven thinking, and from there, you build up, all the way to leading major strategic transformations with AI by the end of it. It's a very carefully designed ladder of skills.
And I really want to hammer this point home. The learning is totally rooted in solving real-world challenges. This is where that famous IIMA case method gets supercharged with hands-on, high-stakes projects.
And these projects are no joke. For example, some students developed a data-driven model to create an auction strategy for a major IPL franchise. They had a budget of 1 billion rupees to build the most cost-effective, high-performance team possible. I mean, how awesome is that?
Okay, so from sports, we moved to national policy. This project analyzed why EV adoption is so different across Indian states. The result wasn't just a paper. It was a data-backed framework that actual policymakers can use to help speed up India's transition to electric vehicles. This is learning with real national impact.
And one more, going from policy right down to infrastructure. This project used geospatial modeling and machine learning to figure out the absolute best places to put EV battery swapping stations in the city of Raipur. They provided a data-driven roadmap for building out critical infrastructure.
That is what learning by doing truly means.
On top of all the projects, the industry connection is just massive. You're not just learning from IIMA faculty, you're hearing directly from senior leaders at companies like Microsoft, JP Morgan, Reliance Jio, Swiggy, and Flipkart. You're getting insights straight from the people who are defining the future of AI in business.
All right, let's bring it home with the practical details that every single applicant needs to know. We're talking about the financial investment and the key dates that you absolutely cannot miss.
The total program fee is 20 lakh rupees. Now, that's a significant investment for sure, but you have to see it as an investment in a top-tier MBA from India's best business school, designed specifically for a career that is set to take off.
And that investment is broken down into a much more manageable schedule. After an initial commitment fee, the rest is paid in 6 installments spread across the 2 years, which makes the financial planning a whole lot more accessible, especially for a working professional.
Now for the timelines. Pay very close attention to these dates for round 1. The application portal opens on October 21st, and the deadline to submit is December 7th. If you take the IIMA test, that's on December 14th. Interviews happen in late December, and you'll know the final selections on January 2nd, 2026. So you really need to mark your calendar.
We've covered a lot today, but this is really just the beginning. For all the complete official details, especially about round 2, and to actually begin your application, the IIMA admissions portal is your next and most important stop.
So we'll end right where we started. The future of business is without a doubt data-driven. The real question is, are you prepared to be at the helm? This program is designed to get you there. Thanks for joining us.